Okay. Hey, we're back for session 2 with this Demon King here that I'm going to keep building up. So I did a little bit of work after this first session. I'm going to show you right here. I did a really quick, crude sketch of, based off the design I had done last time, kind of how I wanted to modify it, and pulled something out, just really rough on paper, along with a couple of other things at the bottom here. But then I wanted to get a better sense of the mandible, so I pulled in some reference images that are kind of sitting around me in VR space that I can manipulate. Some Pacific Rim stuff that I like, and particular this hippo skull. So I'm going to keep all of these things in mind and rebuild a little bit of this guy, especially the face right now, I think, and just kind of keep moving with it. So here we go. I'm going to start separately from the old piece and work in space right here. Again, if you didn't see the last video, I'm working in VR, so I have a headset on, and I am able to see this piece in front of me and scale it up really big or scale it down really small and move it around and manipulate it. So this is a really nice way for me to work. I've got some music on in the background, and I'm going to get started. So first thing, just need to get something down in the space that's kind of low resolution, and I'm going to work on the skull shape a little bit. Actually, I might even pull one of these skulls from the archive here and modify it, see what animals they have. Dog, rat, crocodile, triceratops, cow. Maybe you could take a look at this one and see what it does. Yeah, probably not. All right, we'll just start from scratch. That's fine. And again, I'll switch to this square brush so that I have some kind of planar forms going on. Just pull this stuff in again. I think it's a little bit too high resolution right now, so just knock that back a little bit. And then whip out the move brush. Pull this picture back in and make it a little bit bigger, just to, yeah. And so now I got another layer here right now so that I can work on top of this. So again, I've got this guy in the background here, but I'm just working on the head, what maybe will be the new head, and try to find the form for it. Yeah, that's decent. Okay. Can grab both of these layers, shrink them down just to kind of get it a little bit further away from that so I can focus on it. Out. Maybe open it up a little bit. take a look at some of these other guys here. Just kind of see that angled nose is kind of nice. Maybe I will... But I'm still going to stack that crown that I made last time on top of this thing. So whatever form I come up with, I'll still use a lot of the material from last time. Sometimes I'll make like a big change and kind of look at it. But I think I want to keep this one a little more compact. So now I'll up the resolution a little bit and start suggesting some eyes. Yeah. It's always cool when things have more than two eyes on their face. And for the eyes, I might go ahead and turn on this steady stroke so that now when I pull out, I get a little bit more of a controlled curve. Turn off the steady stroke, and now I'm going to go back in and knock the pits of these eyes out a little bit more. And then we'll throw a new layer on here to keep these shapes, these eyeballs, clean. And punch them in. So there we go. Something like that looks pretty cool. And then I do know I gotta make this bigger. So I'm gonna try to keep talking while I work, but sometimes it's hard for me. I kind of get in the zone, and talking and working at the same time gets very difficult. But see again, make this jaw really big and sink it in a little bit. Cool. So now I still don't want to merge these yet in case I want to keep hinging the jaw until I find the exact right position. But I sneak this top Top layer over top, just a little bit more, get it drooping down, yeah. Cool. Okay. So now, let's go ahead and take all these 3 layers, I've grabbed them as a group, and start to find a placement here. So I wanted to pull this down, and then I want to get this crown that I made yesterday. It's a lot of different parts, so I'm gonna have to grab. Yeah, that's most of them. And I know one thing is I think I'm gonna simplify the human face right here, just to make that just read a little more cleanly. Yeah, this face I think I'm gonna change. It's a cool face, but I'll just knock it up out of the way and go back to our simple placeholder face. Turn on single, flip it around, new layer. Cool, so this will drop in. And maybe time for some teeth. I still like that texture I gave him last time with these sort of spindly teeth. No, reminds me of like whale teeth or something. Maybe not very menacing, but maybe creepy. Or, of course, I can always start to pull these guys into points. And a lot of times, I need to make sure like these areas in here are filled in for printing so that I don't have, unnecessary holes or gaps. that would just make printing difficult for no reason. This will probably be a difficult print, but we just need all the reasons that it's difficult to be purposeful or to serve the model, not just to be a little bit of random empty space that does not need to be there. So like, I'll spend a little bit of time here just making sure this is filled in. And I want the chin to come forward more. Again, eventually I might pose this face, but I want to keep it on the mirror plane right now so I can work on both sides at the same time. But when this is done, I might twist the human face off to an angle to make it a bit more dynamic. So, let's see. Nice. And now, yeah, I'm also going to redo the body shape, I think, uh, to stand him up on his own a little bit more. What I'd really like to get is a model that can be stood on his own and that can also lean against a couple of terrain pieces that could also print independently. Don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off, but I'm going to try to get something like that going. So first step will be, anyway, to make a new layer. Get this circle back with a nice steady stroke on it so that it flows freely. I'll go ahead and turn off mirror mode, turn down my resolution on this layer. Yeah, so that it's easy to spread out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just pull. This will probably take me a couple of tries. And I'm not sure how close I want to get to the sketch. But I think I definitely want him to feel a bit fatter, especially right here. And then the neck coming into that. And this sketch actually has kind of two different ways for him to go down. One, he sort of pummels down to the ground this way and the tail swoops off, but then I was also kind of roughing out this idea that maybe it keeps continuing behind him. So, which is, I believe, the idea that I wanted to go with first. And let's try that. Again, the cool thing about this is if it feels very serpentine right now, but I could grab these layers just real quick and get an idea of what the head bigger would look like. And then I can always undo that and redo it and kind of check it out from different angles. Again, eventually, of course, I'll twist it like that. but not yet. Yeah, I think it needs to be bigger. Probably going to keep pushing this stuff out of the way. I don't really want to get rid of it yet, but kind of looking like I'll be going mostly from the ground up from here. Let's see. Back to this body layer. Still might decrease the resolution. It's just not necessary yet for it to be so high up, and then I can smooth out the form a lot faster. Less chance of the software crashing, which is always a plus. Okay, and then okay, don't want to get too hung up in this part, but I do want to figure out some of those angles. Cool, and then down here, again, might do a new layer just to keep things separate while I try stuff out, but I think I wanted to kind of pull this up and down. Yeah, it's cool that I have this on a separate layer because now I can bend this shape a little bit without affecting the body. And I do want to give it a little more of a cock back that way. Cool, and then let's go ahead and bring some of these arm shapes back and pose them Still definitely want more than 4 limbs on this guy. Not sure how many arms, not sure how many legs. At least 4 arms, I think. Would be pretty cool. But, kind of looking at it from the back here to match up the shoulder blade, I guess, like where the arm will come from. And this hand to be holding something, maybe a severed head of some kind. Let's see, we got to get one more. Duplicate, flip. I get a quick mirror of both of these and figure out where I can put this last set of limbs. I'm already thinking that probably the arms will print separate and piece together. Except maybe one of them, like this one, could be sort of resting on his belly, like if the hand sort of drooped forward like that. We'll see. General idea for now. And so we've got him snaking back around himself, down, around, and up. And I kind of imagine that this point at the base will be sort of where he's spawning from. So I did think it would be cool to make a separate piece. I'll probably make most of this piece in ZBrush, but to just do again, just now to get something down here, like a base of some kind, and then a little spiraling shape that will bend around. Yeah, no, something like that. Okay. So we've got this, and I don't know, again, in the drawing I gave him some goat legs. I don't know if that's what he really needs, if he needs legs at all. But just to kind of stick something in here. And for the goat leg, I'll definitely break that joint and kind of pull it to the ground. Again, I can just really quickly grab these 3 layers, duplicate them, flip them, move them, and then grab them again one at a time when I'm ready to sort of repose it. And I don't know if I'll show video when I start to refine the limbs, but I'll typically work on one side in the 3 pieces still, and when I'm happy with it, I'll duplicate it again, the higher quality version, repose it. When I'm happy with both of those legs, kind of at like a mid refinement, then I will merge them together and then clean up the joint seams and modify the anatomy to fit the pose that's happening. But I'm still kind of testing out. I'm thinking maybe some. Okay. Also going back to that like centipede idea, just some little stubby things, And I could do a few of these that sort of hit the ground. Maybe come off the ground. Again, duplicate, flip. I got another 4 that are mirrored. So these probably start to hit the ground over here. You can see my style is a little bit messy. In that I still got this leg in place, but I can just grab it and pull it out of the way real quick to look at it. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I think I like that more. And those little legs I might work up in ZBrush and then duplicate and position once I know a better idea of my ground plane. Yeah, cool. Okay. So I'm going to save this out right now. And I'll probably stop the video for here so that I can focus a little bit, but I'm going to work up some of these areas and continue moving this guy along. Hope you enjoyed.